SMXL Milan 2023 here from Allianz MiCo in Milan. 2 days to talk about the world of digital marketing. In this moment, we are together with Azeem Ahmad, who is a digital marketing specialist and in particular in the world of PPC. So thank you for being with us.
No, thank you very much for having me. I've been in Milan for a few days now, and it is amazing. So I'm really, really pleased to be here.
So, as in this interview, we want to talk with you about the importance of PPC and the importance to communicate in the right way the real value of PPC. Why is it is so important to learn to communicate in the best way this activity in the world of digital marketing?
For me, it is super important. I think in my experience, we have seen lots of people who are very good at PPC in the day-to-day work. They can set up campaigns, make adjustments, etc., etc. They can report back on it. But from there, I think there's a little bit of a gap. So there's the technical knowledge, but I think the strategic knowledge is where the gap is, and that often has more accentuated between the people who do the work and then the people who are in the boardroom, for example. So
to understand the work.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think it's very easy for people to communicate about CPC or the costs and CTR, for example, but often there's no nice way to say it, but I always say the boardroom probably doesn't care about click-through rate. The boardroom wants to know, if I give you €1, how many euros will you bring back to the business? And that's where the challenge lies, I think. So it's very, very important.
And according to you, why is so difficult, so hard to explain this? And also, what is the main advice that you can give to our audience in order to learn how to communicate? So that's okay. It's important too, but how we can do it?
Well, I'll start by saying that I am guilty of what I'm about to tell you too. I think a lot of it is very much short-term thinking. So what do I need to do today, tomorrow, this week? Do I need to reduce my CPCs by this? Or do I need to generate more leads? I think the challenge there is thinking more long-term. We're so very often looking at the short-term fires, for example, that we can't see the rest of what we're trying to achieve. So every so often, you should probably look at your long-term goals and think, okay, this week our click cost might be high, or we're not generating enough leads, or the ROI is low. But what is the bigger goal that we're trying to achieve? So forget about Monday, Tuesday, and think about, for example, January, February, or Q1 or H1, because short-term pain will often lead to long-term gain, I say. So I'm guilty of it too. I very often sometimes log on, see 100 emails and think, right, I need to do this, 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 and this. What have I got to do? So it's super important to think about your long-term picture too.
So the long-term vision, the long-term scenario, but in terms of challenges and opportunities of skills, for example, what are the most important items according to you among these?
For me, I think it's about personal development and growth. So people who do day-to-day PPC, the practitioners, are very good at what they're doing. I think growth comes outside of your comfort zone. So a lot of the advice I would say is get out, come to events like this, meet people who are in the same space, challenge your thinking. If that's not possible and you can't attend events, do online courses or webinars. But basically, with growth, you have to look at doing these types of things. I make sure that either with myself or my teams that they have dedicated time to train and to learn, not just in PPC specifically, but maybe other channels or strategic thinking, because the whole idea is we are there to grow the business. And to grow the business, you have to grow yourself as well. And that's very, very important. So whether it's going to conferences in person or virtual, basically meet more people, have different ways of thinking. And the best tip that I always give to my teams is ask why. So I never say no to anything unless somebody has a reason why. So for example, if somebody says to me, Azeem, stop all PPC, but they don't say why, then I'm not going to do it. But if they come and say, stop all PPC because it's not working, or this, that, and the other, and I think we should invest into another channel. Then we can have a conversation and say, right, you're looking at the bigger picture and other channels, we can do it. The most important thing, like I said, ask why, get out of your comfort zone, and just grow yourself in order to grow the business.
And last point, looking to the future, what will be the next frontier of the PPC according to you?
I think a lot of people will say AI is a big thing, but for me, I think it's pretty obvious that the way PPC is moving is away from keyword focus now. We've seen that very slowly with people looking at moving away from single keyword ad groups, for example, single keyword campaigns and whatnot. But I think looking at your audiences and how they behave and patterns of behavior rather than what people are typing into Google. And I think losing data in the search query report and search terms is an obvious way to frame that as well. Google is I think Google is moving away from this keyword focus thing into more audience and automation driven. So lean into it as much as possible.
So thank you for your spotlight on this and for being with us.
Thank you very much for having me. It's been a pleasure. Thank you.